Thursday before the long weekend, 5 o'clock at night, I received a phone call from the governor's office that they were going to be placing unsheltered migrant families in the community. Originally at one hotel, but it now has expanded to 2 hotels in town. Right at the moment, we have 36 families in town. We have 11 at one, and the rest are at the other hotel. They came in as many immigrants do, with just basically the shirt on their back. Most of them are female. They're escaping an awfully bad situation in Haiti. The state is receiving these people from the federal government. The state is having to place them. We are not set up as a social service agency. That's not our role. But these people are now in our community, and we have to make sure that they are safe and we are safe, and that we do our job as human beings to make sure that these people are attended to.
From a financial point of view, what impact, if any, does this have on a budget that's only 2 months into a new fiscal year?
So far, little to none. The idea, we've had some responses that you'd normally have when you have 40 people come into the community. So we've had to dispatch the ambulance a couple of times to help on health issues, but there's been no impact to we haven't spent any money. The state has covered the hotel bill, the food bill. So at the moment, the town has expended no money, and there's no anticipation that we will. It's been pointed out to me on many occasions that yes, the state is picking up the tab, but we are, of course, the taxpayers to the state. So, but I want to leave that issue aside. It's not affecting our town budget.
The first thing I think of when I hear families, children, and do they need to be educated? And I would assume that would be a cost Plainville would have to pick up.
There are going to be children assigned. Right at the moment, we count about 19 children of all ages, some school age, some not. If they go to Plainville Public Schools, meaning our 2 elementary schools, then the Department of Education will provide $1,000 per student and $104 per day. So they, again, are picking up the cost. This should not impact us. That many children coming in spread across essentially 13 grades, kindergarten through senior, should have little or no impact to class size, and no requirement to add additional teachers. We may have to add translators, additional English language support for these young people who obviously may not be fluent in English. So that will be a projected cost, but based on the money that is being supplied, I think that we will be fine.
When something like this happens, it certainly brings what the people down south, the border states, are dealing with on a daily basis. Certainly brings it home, doesn't it?
It does. My concern is a little bit more notice would have been good. Some more detailed information from the state. What is their status? Are they refugees? Are they legal? Are they illegal? They are legal, by the way. I want to make sure that that's clear. They entered the country legally. What's their immunization status? What's their health status? Did they clear background checks? What is a background check to somebody coming in from Haiti? These are questions that are being asked, and they're legitimate questions to be asked. And the state has been slow with the answers. One of the first frustrations I had is, okay, if you're bringing these families to town, how many adults, how many children, how many school age, how many babies do we need? Formulas, diapers, who's providing that? How are they getting here? What's the transportation once they are here? Right now we're dealing with the fact that both hotels are on Route 1, and they're not really truly within walking distance of anything. But we have, unfortunately, the families walking up to Stop and Shop and Target on Route 1. Not exactly the safest thing I've ever seen done. So we have talked to the state about providing some transportation. They're supposed to be providing a National Guard presence that will help us with the health issues, translation issues, etc. They haven't shown up yet. and there's a little confusion in the state. But I will give credit to one particular state aide, Pat Brown, who's been extraordinarily helpful and available at all hours. So I'm grateful for that point of contact. While he doesn't have all the answers, he's been exemplary at trying to fish them out. And also at the same time, our state representative, Marcus Vaughn, and our state senator have been advocating on our behalf to get answers. But right at the moment, the state is dealing with over 70 communities that are receiving these families, and the questions are consistent between communities. And we've gotten calls from people willing to give donations of everything, but we haven't gotten any answers from the state of what do they most need. The most logical things are some snacks, because they're getting 3 meals a day, nothing in between. Babies need diapers, wipes, powder. That's useful. We don't know what the situation is on clothing. We don't know what else they may need at this particular time. We've asked for clarification on their work status. If they're here legally, when will they get work authorization so that they are employable? I have received phone calls from several employers that are interested in knowing what the work status is. So there's possibilities for them. I just need the state and the federal government to step it up.
Did the governor's office explain why Plainville? You mentioned 70 communities. There's 300 some odd communities in the Commonwealth. Plainville's one of the first.
It wouldn't be my first idea if I were in Boston trying to place migrant families, but I think it comes down to the state has run out of the traditional housing options that they have, and they're now reaching out to the non-traditional. And I think in this particular case, they went where there were vacancies.